The Wisconsin Badgers against the Iowa Hawkeyes, where it's an unofficial homecoming of sorts, as today 3 former Iowa assistant coaches return to Kinnick Stadium for the first time since becoming key Wisconsin coaches. Let's talk a little bit about Barry Alvarez, on from the Notre Dame program, but prior to that, he was a big factor of the Hayden Fry success story here in Iowa City.
He certainly was. After having great success at Mason City in high school, he came onto the staff. He did a great job working with the linebackers primarily, so I have a little experience there with my son Jimmy. A great guy, well liked by the players, and a real motivator. And I got to believe that he's got these kids from Wisconsin sky high for this game, simply because of that association you mentioned. 3 coaches from Iowa up there working against their former coaches down there in Iowa City.
Right side, Sean Smith. Damon Hughes with left side. Jacked up to Galva. And Nick Bell. Look out, somebody's going to get hurt. It's out to the 39-yard line. Well enough for the first down. Pat McCarney makes the stop. You see in the backfield, Guyaba along with Stewart, and eventually Bell to get the start in the backfield. Smith and Hughes the wideout, and some familiar names along the offensive line. Bell for the 3rd straight carry. No, sir. Line to the right. We have the distance. It's 3rd and 6. First one through. Second, and about a foot. Ball now with 10 yards, 11 carries, 5 carries. Got his man. That is Mike Saunders at midfield in Wisconsin territory, enough for the first down.
You can see that offensive line really mature. They all had some playing time in past years, but this year they're playing together as a unit and really coming on.
Yeah, Bellis will just be sophomore. He's making contributions already. But basically, he looks to begin returning. Ball again. First down Iowa, and through the 30-yard line is Nick Bell, who is averaging just better than 10 yards per carry.
Try another field goal.
It'll be a 45-yard attempt. Second attempt of the first quarter for Jeff Skillett, with Jim Hartley holding. Yep. This is Rich Thompson from 27. The marker, 37 the attempt. And he drills it. And just like that, in the early stages of the second quarter, we have a tie football game. 160 yards short of the number 4 man on the ladder, Dennis Mosley. Going upstairs, and the center fielder brings it down. That's the freshman, Scott Nelson. Middle third of the second quarter. We're now at the 6:25 mark, heading into the halftime break.
Well, when you don't go to a huddle, you have to stay pretty basic, and that's what we're seeing Wisconsin do. Nothing too wild or exciting about the offense, but they're executing. That's the key thing.
Crawford now 4 catches, 43 yards. Robert Williams finds some running room. In fact, plenty of it. Touchdown, Badgers. Here's Tony Stewart on for Nick Bell to the 25. Hey, he's got some green. Touchdown, Iowa.
Oh. Well, the Hawkeyes do a good job here taking that ball, countering the touchdown by Wisconsin, and moving it in the end zone.
Here's Jeff Skillett, and the Hawkeyes have tied it at 10. So just like that, the Hawkeyes in a sustained drive upfield. Tony Stewart, first play into the ball game, replacing Nick Bell. Let's take a look.
Lots of blocking over here on this side. Mike Miller in there even at this time. Look at the block. Belliser. And he turns it upfield with good speed.
Yes, sir. Tony Stewart with his third touchdown on the ground. Let's take a look at it from 33 away, right on top of the pylon. He's situated at the Iowa 35. Yep. That was Merton Hayes. Touchdown, Iowa, I think. Nope, we're going to have to wait. I may have called this one a little too early. We'll see. That was Merton Hayes to come in and get a hand on it. Also, now the scoreboard says 16 points are up on the board. And it's been ruled as safety, but if you look at the scoreboard, it says 16 to 10 Iowa.
There.
Now the safety.
Now he's giving the safety sign. That's what I thought it should be, but at first he gave the touchback sign.
So that's the end of the second quarter of play. We're at the halftime break, and the score is Iowa 12 and Wisconsin 10. We'll be back with a look at the first half highlights and the statistics in just one moment. Third and 6. Rogers the first down and some daylight at the 40. Out to the 48-yard line before Scott Nelson brought him down from behind. 3 catches in this football game for Nick Bell, 21 yards. That to go with 107 yards on the ground in the first half and still counting. Line of scrimmage will be the 24-yard line. Iowa has 4th and 4. This time the Hawks will go for it. Bell is in the backfield with Stewart, with Kujawa, and right side it's Smith. And from the 3-man set of the backfield, the first down. Diving is Rogers across the 20, and he picks it up. 3rd and 5. Shovels it up the middle. And Nelson comes up with the interception. Trying to flip it up the middle was Rogers. Right now the Hawkeye fans trying to get in the ear of the Wisconsin Badgers. 3rd and 3. Scramble for the football. The Hawks, according to Jim Johnson, are at the football. 3rd and 9. Rogers with Bell behind him. No place to go. The loss will be 5-36. The attempt will be 36 yards with Hartlieb holding. It's shakes loose. Maternowski on top of the ball, and that's Bell to ride him down at the 15-yard line. I don't know if that was just bad trajectory or a good Wisconsin rush.
That's for sure, and it's just a matter, I think, what kind of a mood the referee or umpire's in sometimes, if they do call it or don't.
Nick Bell rattled out of bounds. Short of the first down by about a yard. Melvin Hunter angles him out of bounds with Eddie Fletcher. Hughes and Smith right side. Kuyava, his first carry of the game, but he belts it past the 45 to the 48-yard line. Looks like it's enough for a first down on a 1st and 10. 15 minutes go up on the board. We're in the 4th and final quarter, a scoreless 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 with Sean Smith right, Kanan Hughes left. Rogers straight drop back at the delayed handoff. That is Stewart. 1st and 10, the 36. Stewart again. That's just enough time in the huddle to catch his wind. This time he goes over the top for a pickup of 9. It is 3rd and 3. Nick Bell. Touchdown, Iowa. Going for 2 are the Hawkeyes. 3 men in the backfield. This what makes it interesting. It'll be the option left. Rogers, no place to go. Gets his 2. Boy, a gutsy move for the Hawkeyes. Going for 2. No place to go, and Rogers found his way to the end zone. And just like that, the Hawkeye 2-point lead is a 10-point lead.
Well, that's a great job on the part of Rogers. Going to get a chance to see the touchdown here. See if we can Watch Nick Bell, and he sees that opening, turns it up, and just gets it over. And there's the official on the other side making the call.
Yes, indeed. So the Hawkeyes fatten up the lead. Let's take a look at the extra point. Rolling left will be Matt Rogers. The hole closes in a hurry, but it opens up again. Where am I going to go here, Coach?
Well, I don't know if there's a mistake there or not. Looked like he didn't even have a trailing back to pitch the ball to, but he saw daylight, turned it up, and got the 2 points.
Now the Badgers from the 27. This is Lowry. Hot fans liking that. Moses Santos runs him down.
There you see the Hawkeyes jumping out a little bit more as far as the difference in total yardage.
Rogers puts it upstairs. Sean Smith to the 25. Here's Jeff Skillett on for an attempt of 35 yards. He is 1 for 2 today. Miss from 45, hit from 37. $35 yards is the field goal for Jeff Skillett.
Skillett's the kind of guy that when he drives them low, there's always a chance of somebody that can have some pretty good leaping ability, get up and get it. But he works on getting that ball up in the air. He's in good shape. Overall, I think you have to look at that defense and say they're still playing a pretty tough football game.
Interception, Iowa. And upfield, here come the Hawks with Jason Olenzak. Touchdown, Iowa. He knew how to pick his holes and to read the block, and Skillett is through on the extra point attempt. And the Hawkeyes, 2-point lead, is now a 20-point lead. Iowa 30-10 on the Badgers. Let's take a look.
Let's see who tipped that ball. Pretty good pressure in there that time by Moses Santos. Yeah, it was John Derby right there with that receiver. Now Derby goes out, helps a little bit, couple blocks downfield. Moses Santos right there. Good job. Well, that's great when you see that defensive group, the unit, come over there and throw some blocks.
And the Hawkeyes keep the string alive against Wisconsin. Iowa has not been beaten by Wisconsin since 1976. And Hayden Fry has never lost to Wisconsin. And the ball game is over. The Hawkeyes win it by a margin of 30-10. The congratulations underway. Hayden Fry will shake hands with the likes of Barry Alvarez and his partners, and McCarney and Bernie Wyatt.
You know, another thing to think about, I got to believe Barry Alvarez and Hayden both are glad to get this game over with.
Yep.
You talk about the hype and Barry leaving a few years, going to Wisconsin, taking a couple assistants. Everybody's kind of wondering what would happen. Now it's over. Now they can get back and settle down and think about the rest of the season.
Well, hit for hit, Wisconsin stayed in this football game. The Hawkeyes come back from the 7-point deficit to lead it by 2 at the half, 12-10. A scoreless third quarter, and then the Hawkeyes in 3 straight possessions following 2 turnovers punch it in. Second half touchdown for Nick Bell. Field goal for Jeff Skillett of 35 yards. Jason Olenzak, a 33-yard interception return. And in between all of that, a 2-point conversion for Matt Rogers. That shows me some guts for the Hawkeyes. They knew they needed the 10-point spread at that juncture of the game. We were well into the fourth.
That's right. And when you look at this game and you wonder who was outstanding as far as maybe a most valuable type of player, I don't know who you can really say. I'd like to say the tailback is.
Well,
Tony Stewart and Nick Bell combined for well over 250 yards,
yes.
So that's quite a performance by one position.
Second time this season, the Hawks have put Stewart and Bell over the 100-yard mark. This time it's well over 100 yards for each ball carrier.